Microeconomic Decision Makers, Unit 3, Chapter 18, Workers. In this chapter, we'll be studying different uh, non-wage and wage factors that influence individuals' choice of occupation. And then we'll have to analyze how wages are determined, like what are the factors that affect the determination of wages, and then what are the different factors that influence the wage determination. And then in the end, it's going to be about demand and supply diagrams to analyze labor market. So the first topic that we're going to be covering here is factors affecting an individual's choice of occupation. If you look at this image, we get to see that there are two factors that affect the choice of occupation, individual's choice of occupation, that are wage factors, and then there are non-wage factors. So wage factors clearly show us that something that indirectly involves the concept or the element of money, whereas non-wage factors, the concept or the influencers other than money directly itself. There are thousands of different occupations, each one with its own conditions of work. Some people work indoors while others work outdoors. Some professions require a lot of qualification and a lot of experience, while others do not require very skilled workers or very qualified workers because they're very low paid jobs. Some work for large companies and some for small businesses. Some work at night while others work during the day. Some people are self-employed and work for themselves. There are many factors which affect a person's choice of occupation, and the main headings which can be considered here are wage factors, and then the other one can be non-wage factors. Okay, so as we move further with it, we see that wage factors. What are wage factors basically? An important consideration choosing a career is wages paid. Whenever someone is looking a highly qualified person, he wants a good degree in order to get paid back in a better way. In the pay should be sufficient to fulfill not only his needs, but he can afford certain luxurious products as well. Wages are payments for carrying out the work. So the return that you get in the monetary terms for the work that you have done or produced for the employer are known as wages. The higher the wage, the more attractive job may seem when you are looking for a wage factor. However, highly paid jobs typically require training and skill development, which can reduce the supply of qualified applicants. Some dangerous jobs, for example, working on an offshore oil rig, will attract applicants only if the wages are relatively high. So basically, we get to see that either it's going to be a job that seeks a very highly professional people or very highly qualified people, or it's a dangerous job, and in return of doing that or pursuing that dangerous job, you get to be paid highly. So there are different types of types of wages that can be paid, and as we look at them, we get to see that number one is basic pay. So basic pay is the amount that you receive for the work that you do. And the earnings related to total amount, and individuals receive when additional payments are added, including overtime, bonuses, and commissions. So whenever you're including your earning, you are including all these three factors. Then it's overtime. It's the hour worked in addition to the basic contracted hours. It's usually paid at a higher rate compared to the normal hours. And bonus is something that you receive for doing an extra work. And commission is as if you're a salesperson, so each extra product you sell, or each product that you sell, you receive a certain portion or a certain amount in return to that product being sold. So these are some of the wage factors that determine a person's choice of occupation. Then we move towards non-wage factors. So non-wage factor is something, the factors that are other than influencers, other than wage, other than monetary aspect of it. So we see that it can be job satisfaction, and it can be related to, for example, job satisfaction is that how satisfied a person is from the job. It can be because of the employer's demeanor. He's very considerate, he's very polite, he's very nice, he involves the people in the work. It's like the regular income. He does not have to go and run after the income to be paid, and all the things that make it easier for him to work in that environment. Then career prospects. Some jobs provide you a platform for growth, and you know that even today, if you're earning a bit lower than what you could have earned in another job which was paying higher, but here in this particular job you chose it because the growth prospects are quite higher. So you get to see the growth prospects as one of the determinants or one of the influences which lead you to choose a particular occupation. That's the fringe benefits. Always remember, fringe benefits are the benefits other than the wages that you get. So other than the wages that you get. So basically these are the non-financial incentives such as getting holidays or getting healthcare facilities or transport or any facility that does not involve financial terms. That's the gender. Certain people, a specific gender, for example, women would be more inclined towards a specific job, even when they know that if they have been working in the other profession, they would earn much higher, but they still choose to work for that same profession because they feel secure in that particular profession. They feel like they can work openly in that, and they will not. There is not going to be any threat to them in any way. There's the job security. Certain jobs are secure and you do not have to worry about losing the job at all times. So you get to choose that. And then certain jobs offer you a lot of holidays and they're not like very stressful, and they make it easier for you to work. And then how far it is from your house or from the area that you reside at. So these are the factors that affect your a person's choice of occupation other than the wage factors. So uh, here we have covered the wage factors and the non-wage factors, and in the next session we're going to be covering how wages are being determined by the forces of demand and supply.